Welcome back, ladies, gents and Pikachus. Just a quick one about the fishing crash that's just been propagandised through the national media, specifically the BBC, as always, up to their old tricks of lying through their teeth on every single article and misleading the public. So what you've probably heard is that a random fishing vessel, or they haven't even called it a fishing vessel, they just called it a cargo ship, which is a lie. It's not, it's a fishing vessel, a legal fishing vessel from China. What you've probably heard is a cargo ship collided with a tanker. And the big news is that people are getting rescued. It's all a very positive, feel-good article. Everyone pet your dogs and smile, and nothing to see here. That's probably what you've heard. What you probably haven't have heard, because the media have avoided talking about this and are actively covering it up, is that the reason this collision has happened is because illegal cargo and fishing boats from China, Chinese Communist Party funded illegal fishing vessels, had strayed into East Yorkshire fishing waters, which is British fishing waters. They're not allowed in there. And were stealing the fish using the most unethical way of fishing, which is dropping a trawl net with a weight and then literally trawling every single living creature in that area out, pulling it up, and then putting it into another waiting cargo ship, which is from China, and then that one sails away and then you carry on. It is the worst thing ever, and it literally kills the ocean. Like, that fishing stock will be depleted in a matter of months if they carry on doing that, and it will not come back. I.e., Britain will have no fish if that carries on. So you think to yourself, okay, illegal Chinese fishing vessel, how did it manage to crash into the tanker? Well, there's two reasons. The first reason is because in order that they don't get caught, because they know they shouldn't be there. They know they shouldn't be there, and they know that they're breaking all international laws and British laws. They switch off their transponders, they switch all their radar equipment off, they switch off their little beacon thing to let other ships know they're there, and they sail by eyeballing. Only these guys have been at sea for months. They don't have human rights, they don't have health and safety. They are effectively Chinese Communist Party slaves, and they live on those ships. They don't go home, sometimes for years, considering that the usual voyage for a seafaring fish-catching vessel like that is 3 days. These guys have been out for months and months and months and never seen dry land. And in order that they can do that, they have to regularly meet up with other Chinese cargo vessels, and they get given lots of pharmaceutical products to help them survive on the sea. They get given fresh water and food, and they exchange their cargo of illegally stolen fish so that they can stay out longer. So that's the first reason. This cargo ship, which was actually an illegal fishing ship, could not be spotted by anyone else because everyone else, like normal law-abiding fishermen do, are using their transponders, are using radar kit, and because they need to see that transponder in order to detect that ship, they never saw it coming. So the two reasons this ship crashed: one is the absolute negligence and stupidity of this unprofessional drug-taking Chinese communist crew illegally fishing, trying to stay hidden, and straying onto a course with an oil tanker and not figuring this out, not realising that's what they were doing, and then just steaming forward towards this oil tanker. The second reason is the oil tanker uses high technologies, radar and beacon detectors, and it does not use eyeballing. So you think, right, how come the Chinese guys aren't getting punished? How come all the attention is on the oil tanker, who effectively did nothing wrong, was anchored, wasn't even moving? And you'd think this Chinese vessel would have had a good 10-15 minute run to spot this tanker and turn away, or the tanker could have sent out tugboats and tugged it round so that it didn't collide with it. So who is responsible for policing that? The Environmental Standards Agency in Britain. They are responsible for policing that. So you think, why aren't they policing that? Oh, isn't it just a thing that they are funded in part by interests owned by the Chinese Communist Party, and 3 of their board members are Chinese Communist Party members? So that means if they are to investigate this, they will find themselves to be in wrongdoing. And then the government will have to take action against China. Now, we know Labour government goons like Starmer and his little gangster crew are in the pockets of the Chinese Communist Party. So they're not going to allow that to happen. And therein lies the problem. How can we say we are a sovereign country when we don't control our borders? We allow unfettered, limitless integration and immigration from jihadis and communists alike, who come here with no other plan but to steal from us and destroy our country. Now we're even letting foreign nations like China come in and effectively rape our oceans, destroy the ecology and the fish stocks in our oceans, destroy our tankers, and we're not even going to say their names in the press. We're not even going to say the Sonongo was a Chinese-funded illegal fishing vessel filled with slaves, on drugs, with transponders switched off, who should have been arrested, and their vessel should have been sank, or at the very least scrapped at port. But no, what do we hear? Oh, there's a rescue operation going on. Good boy rescue team, good girl rescue team. That's all they care about. So by doing that, you get a completely wrong impression of what's going on here. And we need to stop this from happening. Everybody should be talking about this. I don't care whether you're into seaboat. I'm not into seaboats. I couldn't care less about seaboats. What I could care less about is the sovereignty of my country. I don't want to see my country completely raped and destroyed by these communists. That's what this is. Starmer's Labour Party are in the pockets of communists. They cannot say or do anything against their interests because they won't get all of that lovely money. And their vote share will drop. The Environmental Standards Agency, who should have been policing those waters, cannot say anything because they will lose all that lovely money and they will not be in their positions very long. And at the end of the day, the victim is you and I and this country. Britain is the victim of this. So I ask again, where does it end? Everybody needs to be talking about this. Why are we allowing Chinese illegal, slave-driven, drug-taking, unprofessional, fish-stealing crews to waltz unpoliced into British fishing waters, steal all our fish, and as a parting gift, destroy an oil tanker and set fire to the whole area, destroying the fish stocks for everybody else? Why aren't the BBC talking about how China are attacking us in this way? Why is all the attention on British people? When we didn't do anything wrong, the tanker crew did exactly what they were supposed to do, and the reason this happened is because of negligence on the side of the Chinese fishing vessel. It's just not good enough. We need to make sure this does not happen. And the way that we can restrict this from happening is by making noise about it. So they don't want you to know, because if you don't know, you can't talk about it on your social media. And if you can't talk about it on your social media, while China are pumping out thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of propaganda, blaming this on British people, saying this is a reason why Britain shouldn't have control of its own waters, then what do you think the end result's going to be? The end result is the internet is going to reflect their view 100%, our view 0. And the answer is get on your social media, investigate this all you like. You will find all the information on Google, which the BBC could have done but have failed to do, and make as much noise as you can. Social posts, or messages to your friends, or talking about it at work, whatever. Make sure everybody knows. Communists and Muslims are destroying this place, and the government Labour Party funded jihadis supporting criminals are banking from it. That's the reason they won't do anything. So we have to be the ones that do something about it, and that starts with being able to talk about it, using your democratic free speech powers, which you have, for the good of your country and for yourself. So that's what we should do. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed that and you learned something. God bless you all, and I'll see you lovely people in the next one. Bye now. Remember what I say. Never trust Islam, never trust the communists, never trust the Labour Party. These three evils need to be ridded from our country immediately, and this is our job to do it. So let's get on it. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.